Thank you, organizers, for giving opportunity. We have already seen the technology toxicity a number of times during these 3 hours. So do you all agree that technology toxicities do exist? And you can see that overall 8 hours of talk, technology toxicity is given only 15 minutes. So we all feel probably that the toxicity is not as much.
Need detoxicity also.
So do you all agree that toxicity does exist? Yeah. जानते तो सब है, पर मानते कितने हैं? Let me put some disclaimers that I am not against the use of technology. I don't undermine the great contribution made by the advances in technology or in our day-to-day life. All the pictures and images that I am going to show are simply cut paste from Google Image and other websites, and I don't claim any ownership on that, and in fact I gratefully acknowledge them. All that we have been doing is the good part of the technology in spite of knowing the bad part of it, and we have all become Yudhishthir. What do I mean by Yudhishthir? I know adharma but I cannot live it. I know dharma but I cannot practice it. That's what all we have been trapped into it. Technology toxicities are medical and health related, social and environmental. I'm not going to talk in detail about the medical toxicities that have already been in the questions. See, in year 2011, this was a big headline that are we constructing the mobile towers or mobile tumors? Because in one building called Usha Kiran building, there were 6 cases of brain tumors on a consecutive floors of 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 10th floor. On one floor there were 2 cases, and they were all facing the mobile towers which have been erected by 4 mobile companies exactly opposite, which was called Vijay apartment. The case is still going on, and we'll never get the positive such kind of results because we know that mobile industry is more powerful, and it is very difficult to prove a cause and effect relations for something which takes years to give. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk in detail about the medical complications that we know it, but again we cannot prove it. That when laptop came, we know that laptop produces direct effect on the heat, because of the heat on the scrotum, and there are infertility or decreased sperm counts. Then there is definitely so many other things that I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about the environmental hazards which do exist and which we have never given any importance to, that we don't know that there is a mineral called coltan which is used for the production of mobile phones because it is the only one which resists heat and also store electrical charge. But it generates tons of carbon dioxide. It can impact global weather patterns. When we discharge, we have never thought of what happens to our discarded mobile phones. We already discard so many of metals, which includes nickel, beryllium, lead, and mercury. But what I'm going to talk more about the next 12 minutes is that technology has invaded our every sphere of life. The way we behave, the way we talk, the way we think, the way we write, the way we shop, the way we buy, the way we sell, isn't it? So in today's world, if somebody is asked, what is life? Probably one of the persons might say, time that remains after Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Maybe this may be different for different people, but that is what the life is reduced to. Life has become like a grammar lesson. You find the past perfect and present tense. Real toxicities of the technology are because of our desire to be online for 24/7. That has produced distraction, impatience, intolerance, aggressiveness. We have lost creativity, we have lost learning skills, we have spoiled our language and expression, and cultural pollution. We have lost social etiquette. I can see so many of the people already using that smart cards here itself, right? We have become lonely in spite of being in big crowd. We are isolated, we are depressed, we are obese. We have lost privacy and personal space. We have a problem of cyberbullying, right? We have lots of problems of cyber crime and fraud. And the biggest problem is internet addiction. It has come to stay, and whether we accept it or not, most of us have become internet addict. Most of the subsequent slides will be deliberating all of this one by one. So more of the pictures rather than the sentence except the one-liners. Toxicity are very, very aberrant, and please don't depend on technology too much. Sometimes you might be one of these. Right. He was the one who was using Google Map to reach to a destination. As Dr. Kulkarni said, from Mumbai to airport, Bombay airport. Don't do this all often without opening the eyes. Technology has caused more accidents. We all feel that driving and texting is not good, but I am one of the safest driver. I can handle both. That's what most of us believe. That yes, we know that it can happen, but not with me. Remember, it can happen even when you are walking. It can happen, right? So it's not that only while driving you should not look down. When you are walking also you should look down. It has made us more inattentive, impatient, intolerant, aggressive. Even 2 minutes of noise and we just get haywire. Our concentration is lost, right? We all behave as if we have attention deficit hyperactivity disorders. It has spoiled our language. This is one of the biggest casualty, our expressions. We all express our feelings either by shortcuts or by smiley or by emoticons. We all started again reducing that also. We started with the 4 letters, ASAP, then JSK, Jai Sri Krishna, then LOL, then FYI. But then we have reduced to 2 letters, GM and GN, good morning, good night. Then only 1 letter, okay, thank you. So this is how we have reduced to, and we feel that we have become more productive and we are saving more time. If that's not enough, we use smileys. Or anything that happens, we have only one answer. Either we like it or we dislike it. As if there is no other opinion. Social etiquette I was just talking about. Any gathering, anywhere, and you will see that people are distracted. Whether it is an office place, whether it's a one-to-one meeting, whether it's a cinema hall, whether it's airport. The moment the airport lands, 3-4 people will start. Oh, આવી ગયા, બસ ઉતરું જ છું, તૈયારી જ છે. હવે તમે નીકળો, પૈસા બચી જશે આપણા પાર્કિંગમાં. This is all that we do. We just don't care for others. We feel that all space is ours and we just don't care for others. Then, why do we bother about others, right? See, this is the only photo that is mine, otherwise all Google photographs. I am no exception to this, that's what I wanted to show, right? And whether it's in a saloon, there also, yes, the poor barber has to wait because he was on one side. We just take others for granted. We have lost creativity. We just accept anything and everything that is given. We just watch the TV without using any of our brains, and we just produce couch potatoes. We have to be design line right from the birth. We can see even children, whether school-going children or people, everybody wants to be online for 24 hours. And that's why there are 3 billion active users at this very point of time. We have desire to be online for 24 hours, whatever is the places. सजदे में आज भी झुकते हैं सर, बस मौला बदल गया देखो. We feel that as if we don't answer or text to the message, the world will come to an end. We have become an addict, right? We text more than we talk. We have lost that very human voice sympathy, right? And we have lost the privacy, right? We just don't care for others, and whatever is the mobile, we just try using it, right, for any, and we just encroach upon anybody's privacy, right? So we praise the price for our safety. Because we feel that we are safe, that what we have to do all these things, whether it's a CCTV camera or all these things, and we will lose the privacy. If you read Google's privacy policy, you will know that they have a right to make significant decisions about all our data without regard to our interest. So beware when you use Google, right? It has made us lonely. It has isolated, depressed. Many of our psychiatrist friends are here. I'm sure they will vouch for it that mobile has produced and given them more patients of depressions. We have all become screen slaves. We just cannot be without it. Cyberbullying, one of the worst hit toxicity of the mobile technology. that most of the youngsters, teenagers, school-going children, they are to be attacked. And it is the deliberate, repeated, and hostile behavior that is intended to harm another by texting, spending pictures, video, instant messages, and phone calls. We have seen new terminology we have never studied in our medical college: nomophobia, anxiety, smartphone OCD. Smartphone OCD, the OCD we might be knowing, obsessive compulsive disorders. But nomophobia, anybody has any idea what is nomophobia? No mobile phobia. It's a fear of being away from mobile devices and unable to connect. It's there, it's there. I have searched it and it is there. It's not that it's just, that includes running out of power in your device, losing your device, or being out of range Wi-Fi. Anxiety, somebody else's phone like ours is ringing and you start fumbling whether it's your phone, right? When you know that you have not brought a phone today, still you start doing it, right? Smartphone OCDs, you just stop your cars in between on the road, just start giving the message, start responding to email, and this all that is smartphone OCDs. New terminology is also given disease. This has been accepted in 2014 by Lancet. This is a disease called WhatsAppitis. When there is a bilateral extensor pollicis longus tendinitis of the thumb, it is called WhatsAppitis because that's what we have been doing it while texting. It is true. But the real disease is what is called narcissistic personality disorders, right? This is a disease in which a person becomes obsessed with money, power, and control. You have inflated sense of their own importance, and they did nothing deep admiration for self, and they just don't care for others. This is a disease which we have seen one of the applications right in the morning in the inauguration session only, and that toxicity award goes to selfie syndrome. Nobody is immune to this, not even our biggest of the biggest leaders. You can see. They take pride in circulating this. चल बेटा सेल्फी ले ले रहे, काम तो होता रहेगा. So beware of selfie deaths. We have seen. Now, we do see so many patients getting killed. Please don't learn safety rules by accidents. Please be cautious when you drive, when you are holding a loaded gun, when you are on a cliff, when you are at a bridge with no safety railings, while you are being chased by bears or bulls. Don't use selfies. In conclusion, I'll say modern technology can be a double-edged sword from safety to connectedness. They do have their advantages, we don't deny. But as with most of the revolutionary inventions, including the atom bomb, they can radically change our lives for better or worse. Je postu de martu is really, really very well applicable to technology, right? So let us start a movement spreading the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of technology to all our colleagues, friends, and generation next, if they still listen to us. Thank you.